Hello.
So this is going to be a little... This is a video that I recorded in March, and we're just now getting around to using it, but that's fine.
Unfortunately.
That's fine, because it's timeless.
Yeah. So this is going to be like one of those... What were we even calling them? Like how to draw or drawing or whatever. It's a drawing video.
Yeah, it's just a video of me drawing.
Yeah, it's just a video of Megan drawing. So, yeah, let's get right into it.
So this is me. This is my face and my technique. This is my work desk. It's very professional. No, this is GIMP 2.6, which is not only not the most recent version of that program, but that program's kind of been left in the dust by other things, but it's what I've been using for literally a decade, so that's what I use.
And you drew 80 potato mouths there.
Yeah, so the process for Popkas usually doesn't involve doing an undersketch.
Yeah, obviously.
For normal, for full detailed drawings I do. For Popkas, part of the point is that they're off-model Pokemon, so it's funny. Yeah. They've become significantly less off-model over time because I can never do something dumb on purpose without suddenly putting effort into it because I get into doing it. Yeah. But anyways, this is generally how it goes. It's kind of trial and error. So you see a lot of Control-Z-ing. Yeah. So
this is Cosmog, obviously.
Yes, this is Cosmog from the end of 7th Gen. Yep. Which I finished up a bit ago. I'm 50 into the Uranium
Yeah, Popkas. I know. We definitely took too long putting this out.
Yeah, a little bit.
I like Cosmog, by the way, as a Pokemon. The design isn't too bad.
He's farting.
Yeah, I've noticed. He's a Nebula Pokemon, too. When you actually play through Sun and Moon, Cosmog has an enormous amount of stuff. He's just a
he's a plot guy.
Yeah, Cob-Gob.
Cob-Gob.
But yeah, no. So Cosmog, as far as designs go, I really like. I feel like he was one of the ones where when he was announced, I kind of felt like he didn't look much like a Pokemon.
A little bit, but I mean, this line is technically Ultra Beast, right? So they kind of don't follow the same rules.
Yeah, a little bit.
They are Ultra Beast, but they're not considered it. But they are, but they aren't. But their design rules don't have to be the same because they're from literally another dimension. Yeah, so I accept it. I like the colors. I like the ideas. I don't remember what I said when I posted this to Popkas. I usually try to say something like, oh, well, I like this Pokemon. I would have done it this way. Yeah. Which sometimes I think people find annoying, but it's my blog. I don't care. We don't want to annoy people on the channel. Yeah. Because we want to be good performers. But Popkas is my personal blog. Yeah. I mean, it's just me talking. So whatever. I do what I want. Anyways, this is how I do coloring in this, where it's a lot of scribbling to simulate gradients, because I'm using a binary tool. It's a pencil tool. It's hard pixels, and a lot of undoing there.
Line, all on the same layer
the
there?
Threshold for the paint bucket was taking things that were within a similar range of color, and they were too close.
I usually turn my paint bucket down to 1.
I usually don't have to worry about it.
It has to be the exact same color if it's...
I usually don't have to worry about that so much. But then I will, and then I'll remember, oh yeah, let's turn that off. Yeah. Yeah.
I actually like the way that you did the coloring on this one, truth be told.
Thanks. I think it looked pretty effective.
Yeah. So without the undersketch, it's very quick. I should have cut this stuff out, the little bits where you're saving between them, but
that's fine.
That's probably okay.
I hope no one's gonna find out something horrible and incriminating in my other files saved
or
there.
Something. Yeah.
I don't think I have anything there.
Probably not.
No, if I had incriminating files, they probably wouldn't be in pictures.
I really dislike Cosmo.
Yeah. So the thing's really awkward in that its geometry makes it so you would have trouble holding that thing.
You would. In fact, in the story mode, there is only one instance that I can think of in which somebody is holding it, and it's relatively large, honestly. With their hands up, just at a normal distance, their hands are a little bit spread out from normal, and they're holding the sides of it. and it just kind of floats there, like they're from like a Dreamcast game.
Okay. So his name is Kobomo. There's often people will pronounce Popka names slightly different from what they are in my head, so I usually correct people when that happens, and then people kind of think about it, it's like, wait a minute, there's canon pronunciations for all these fake names, and I'm like, yeah, kind of.
No.
Sort of.
Not really.
It's not canon to anything except for that's what I was thinking when I wrote it.
Yeah, well.
Anyways, yeah, you can kind of usually tell if I like a Pokemon's design from how much effort I put into it, and this one's clearly not...
no effort here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother making this thing look accurate. Look at it!
It looks like, what is the not the gear Pokemon, not Gyaru, the
Cryogonal is one of the ones that I've done that too.
No, the one that evolves into a bell from 3rd gen.
3rd gen? You mean
4th gen?
Chimecho?
Yeah. No, not Chimecho.
Bronzong.
Bronzong.
I don't even dislike Bronzong, but it
looked a little bit like Bronzong. You literally put like 10 seconds into that one.
Yeah.
I mean, we actually sped this up twice. Well, once.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 times speed though, so. Like, these are a little bit faster than the way that you drew them, but not by much.
Yeah, this one's... Okay, so this is one of those legendaries that's kind of, detailed and hard to do without planning. So I think I remember doing a lot of erasing in this one. So
my opinion of Solgaleo, by the way, is I like it. That's not a Pokemon.
Well, it kind of isn't. I'm trying to be, lenient on Ultra Beasts because their rules are different. There's an in-world explanation as opposed to things like Clink, where it's just, this is a Pokemon, we don't know why.
Except it's also pointed out that Ultra Beasts are Pokemon in the game.
Yeah, but they're from another dimension entirely.
And the idea is brought up that, wait, maybe all Pokemon are from a different dimension.
Well, they do that constantly. It's like, are Pokemon aliens? Are Pokemon gods? Are Pokemon, I feel like golems raised from the earth by Arceus or whatever?
I feel like Sun and Moon tried their hardest to kind of imply that, though, in like a big fucking way. Because there's this whole thing where it's like, oh, well, they could only be stopped by the Tapus or whatever. Spoilers again, but they could only be stopped by the Tapus. And then the question is brought up when you're reading ancient text about it, that are the Tapus actually also Ultra Beasts who just wound up showing up earlier?
Are they still doing?
Yeah, people still setting off fireworks. It's not the 4th of July.
Happy July the 5th.
It's July like the 8th.
Well, where I'm from, people do it from about New Year's to the 4th of July. So I'm used to it being worse than this.
Let's not get distracted by that.
Yeah, it's sorry. So this thing turned out to have an enormous head.
Yeah.
And it's much cuter than in the regular thing.
It looks a little bit like a robot, like somebody... it's a biological Gundam or something like that.
Yeah, it's a Zoid.
Yeah, maybe a little bit like a Zoid, sure.
Solgaleo is a Zoid.
It's a little more biological than Zoids usually are.
It's got an avocado on its tail as well.
It does a little bit, yeah. I kind of question that now that I see it.
I don't know what it's supposed to look like.
I've never noticed that it has an avocado on its tail.
I notice weird shit about Pokemon because I think about them way too much.
Strange.
For being,
yeah, but it's because you're having to fucking,
I don't have to. I just force myself to do this stuff. That's what I've chosen to spend my adulthood on.
I suppose.
So, coloring, thankfully this one was mostly white.
I've just noticed that Bulbapedia, which is what you're using for pictures, has something listed as Radiant Sun Solgaleo. I have no idea what that is. I can't even see it from where we are.
It was there when I did this, so I assumed it must be in the game. I figured you must know about it.
I legitimately, I don't recognize it at all.
Could it be a form for, what are they calling it, Pokemon Ultra Moon?
No, that's like an armored version of Solgaleo. Yeah, so Pokemon Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun is coming out. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, it was announced after this video, so I don't know what that thing there is.
I have literally no interest in Ultra Sun and Moon.
Well, I've had no interest in anything after 5th gen, so you're catching up to me.
Well, you do like the Pokemon, though.
Yeah, I like Pokemon. It's just Pokemon games are like a time commitment that I don't always have time for because I'm too busy drawing Pokemon.
I feel like if we were doing them for videos, sure, we'd do that.
Yeah,
but we still don't have the
if we had a Capture Card 3DS, we'd totally play like a for reals canon Pokemon game for it.
Speaking of, we did have, well, it's one of the things on the Patreon is that we'd eventually get that if we reach the goal. We have currently one patron.
And she's awesome.
Thank you, Stephanie C. You are absolutely amazing.
She's a double patron because we have two patrons.
I think she's been on since the beginning too. Not just the Patreon. I mean, just on the channel on Popkas. She's awesome. Thank you.
She's commissioned me multiple times. Just in general, like she's the best.
Yep, Stephanie, you are super cool. We might do another video for you eventually. I mean, obviously, we're gonna do at least maybe one of these draws. The plan was to do one of these a month, and I kind of fucked it up.
Doing like a patron video or a drawing video?
Both.
Okay.
Not all of them were going to be draw videos, but you know.
Yeah.
I wanted to do more draw videos, and I kind of just dropped the ball a little bit. Yeah. Because we've been doing so many videos lately.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing we were going to talk about.
Later.
Yeah, okay. So, Lunala is really awkwardly constructed in that it feels less like an animal and more like a bunch of shapes that don't quite connect.
It's like it's a fucking drum or something. Like, I can't ever tell what Lunala is.
It's just made of crescents.
Yeah, I know that's like the point is that it's supposed to look like a bunch of crescent moons, but it's like that also doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's skeletal, which I guess bats usually are a little bit like that because of the whole membrane thing. But it's geometric. It's like a armature with things on it, but the structure that everything's on is also just like shapes.
Yeah. Honestly, like, as weird as it looks, like, again, this is one of the ones where I'm going to be like, that's not Pokemon. It's one of those ones where it's like, yeah, I mean, it could be a Pokemon or whatever. It's a legendary, and the argument that it's an Ultra Beast still totally holds up.
Yeah, and legendaries have been overcomplicated for generations.
Yeah, but I feel like it's one of those ones where it's like, I see it and I go, that is just... It's not a bad design. I kind of like the design. I don't know why it's a Pokemon.
Yeah, that happens a lot. There's a lot of Pokemon that are like, oh, this would be great as like a Kingdom Hearts enemy or a detail on a spaceship is how I describe Cryogonal.
Maybe.
Like, it would be great if it was a shield or like a turret on an airship.
Like, drop of the ball there.
No, okay, so imagine a bunch of Cryogonals like as turrets that shoot laser beams off the side of the airship in space.
I mean Cryogonal as a Pokemon.
Yeah, it's like, why is that a
ball.
Pokemon? Yeah. It's really like unfitting, and it's supposed to be a face, but you can't really map your brain to the face as like something that would express things.
Do you want to talk about the thing where you do fill color and then go in and recolor or whatever?
It's just easier. I learned that trick from watching someone else, actually. Mm-hmm. Like just looking at other people do stuff. It was like, oh, well, just select the area around it and color that in, and then lock transparency. If you're not having to go in and edit things later. If I was doing like a template that I was going to shade later and maybe make multiple colors of, like that's what you do when you're making like adoptables or a pet site or whatever. I would have it be like, oh, well, this body part is all this color, so that's its own layer, so I can go in with the hue saturation tool and completely change everything that color to another color. This is not going to have that issue, and even if I did want to edit it, it's all in, like, aliased. Yeah. I keep confusing which one actually is what. But it's all alias brush, so...
Because it's Popkas.
Yeah, so I could just go in with the magic wand tool. Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
This is fair.
In this way, I don't color outside of the lines. Although with Popkas, it's not as big a deal if I do. I just be like, if it happens, I'm like, screw it. That's just how it looks.
In
fact,
a Popka. Sometimes it enhances the, I don't know.
Sometimes.
Maybe.
Like with, if you look at the Popka for Spiritomb, because the thing is very abstract, I just named it Scribble Bomb or something like that, and then its face was a big scribble.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's intentional to just do whatever, because Popkas are supposed to be off model. That's the joke.
Yeah. So now we've reached the end of the video. I kind of wanted to take this time to address what we had said a little bit earlier on. We have been putting out 2 videos a day for, I believe, 3 or 4 weeks now.
Yeah, it's been a lot of
It is
work.
A ton of videos. We are 2 people.
Yeah.
Like, we are a 2-person operation. We don't have, like, a third person as an editor or anybody to upload or anything like that. Our internet's not great, either.
Yeah, so uploads take a while.
I have chronic migraines. Like, I do have a lot of issues with stress, and my body doesn't deal very well with stress.
Yeah, and I've been noticing lately he's been a little bit more on edge than usual.
Yeah, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to take possibly just a week to do a very short little slowdown where we're probably going to put out 1 video a week. I haven't figured out the scheduling for it yet. It's probably going to be the week that you are hearing this. The plan is that this is going to go up on a Sunday alongside a tournament snark. We've been doing hour-long tournament snarks, too. Those things take forever to upload.
It's in part because we're bad at video games.
A little bit. I think we figured out some things. When the next time we do Blaze Blue, for instance, we're going to try and cut it back way more.
Yeah. We've got a new rule. If Josh dies, he hands the controller to me. If I die, we start cutting from that point so that we can just sort of fast forward to when we win.
Yeah, I don't want to put up all of the footage that I cut, but I will admit that cut footage in the first episode of Blaze Blue, the Ragnar the Blood Edge one, is about the same size of the actual video. Like, I think when we were done with that, it was 2 hours and 30 minutes long, and the one that went up is like 1 hour and 11 minutes.
And we were destitute and sweaty, and Josh was super bad.
It was a little bit angry.
And then we found out in casual conversation with his friend that the AI in that game's actually broken.
It's
so
massively
not just
broken, apparently. So it isn't just us. Like, he was trying to explain to me, no, people don't typically do the arcade or the story mode in that unless, they have a lot of time to spare, because the story mode takes forever and is confusing. And I'm like, that's true. Mm-hmm. And then he goes, and the arcade mode, the final 2 bosses are almost always, I think it's always the exact same 2 bosses. Mm-hmm. But when you get to them, no matter what you set the difficulty to, the final boss is always max difficulty. Like, even if you go in and you set the game to the easiest difficulty possible, the final boss of arcade mode is always the exact same difficulty.
Yeah,
and I'm
anyways,
like, oh my god.
We're not that good at video games.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on. We're fine.
Yeah,
there are worse people at video games.
Like me.
You're not worse than yourself, no.
No, anyways, we are going to start doing things to try and reduce stress on us because we're 2 people.
Break it
this
down
is
just a little bit.
Something we want to be more than a hobby, but we can't go full on into it 100%.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of the videos that we have out are probably going to start ending a little bit soon, so that's fine. We're going to try and toss some new series in there, but we're probably not going to run 5 things at once.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not even hard on us. It's hard on the viewers.
Yeah, I feel like it's harder on the viewers than anything. Like, the view count has kind of dropped to quite a significant amount, so I'm going to try and see if we can't find, like, a way to maybe put ourselves out there a little bit more than we already have, and it's just like there's a lot of stuff going on.
We're not going to cast a wide net by having 1 million LPs,
because
that's not going to work for 2 people.
Probably
we are not
not.
BuzzFeed.
Yeah, no, we're only 2 people. Also, again, so
yeah. So anticipate like a slowdown. Give us feedback on it. Let us know if it feels like things recorded post slowdown feel like we're happier in them, because it's hard for us to tell.
Yeah, I've been worried lately with the Pikachu stuff. Like, people think it's hilarious.
I
but
love Pikachu.
Okay, for Hey You Pikachu, some people think it's hilarious that I'm getting angry, and it's like, I am playing it up a little bit, but oh my god, I am actually angry for some of that.
Yeah, and I want to do one last recording session of it where he does not have the controller. Josh gets to relax, he just gets to comment, and I do all of the stuff. We don't take turns, because I wasn't getting mad at Pikachu, and after that recording, we'll figure out if we want to keep doing more. You tell us as well what you think. We might hit a point where we're just repeating content, because that game's kind of like very casual and aimless.
Possibly.
Yeah, we'll see where we are.
There is an ending, but as far as I can tell, I think I said this in a video. I don't remember.
There's no way.
Like, there's no known way to finish the game. Yeah. So it's like, okay.
The criterion for the ending cutscenes
is very confusing.
Yeah.
I've been unable to find anything about it, like, other than the ending exists, and I'm like, okay, that doesn't help me.
But yeah, we're going to try and relax, and
just a little bit. Yeah,
we're going to try and be relaxing people too, so that you enjoy the maximum enjoyment.
So again, from the top, Stephanie is amazing.
Yes.
There's going to be a slowdown for 1, maybe 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And we are going to try and make the content better and maybe try and put ourselves out there more or something.
Yeah, we're going to try and go for quality over quantity and see what happens.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then
maybe a week. Who knows?
Then we start putting out like 10 5-minute videos every day. And they're all just me.
You shouldn't joke about that.
They're all just
I'm
me
sure
making...
that there's people who... I mean, early YouTube had a lot of people who did that. But, like...
Yeah, I know. It's all just going to be...
before the algorithm kind of changed a bit.
Can I say my joke?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's all going to be me making, like, instant ramen while talking into a camera and pretending to listen to you as you talk about your day to the YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, sure. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
My joke's done. That was it.
I got nothing else. You got anything to say?
That was it.
Okay.
I was just going to make that joke.
Goodbye, you guys.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Try to relax.